Well, it would appear that once again Facebook Marketplace has tempted me, and here's what I've come up with: the extremely rare Celebritar electronic. Hose seems to be okay. It is starting to degrade, but I think a healthy dose of polish on it will prevent that, hopefully. In fact, we should probably do that now. But even just having the hose in general is kind of a blessing. The color is also kind of weird on this machine. It's like a grayish, I don't know. It's very common for the time, but it's man, it's cool. Like I have like the base model version of this. Okay, so let's see what she looks like inside. This was not from the best era. Oh, fuck me. Ugh. Let's get a hose going here. So there's a couple things going on here. The first is some asshole's been using it with the bag collar attached. So yeah, I don't actually know if it works. Really, you know, I just kind of assumed it did. She told me it did. Took her word for it. I guess I should turn it on real quick and test it. That works. Sounds real good, actually. Let's make sure the nozzle works. And now if the nozzle doesn't work, it probably needs a light bulb. Wow, everything does work. Cord reel's a little slow, but that's to be expected. I have all the accessories in the matching color, so everything's real cool. It works. It's here. You can really tell these are a lot heavier, and that's why they put wheels on them, because that bitch ain't gonna float. So yeah, that's really all there is to it. I'm gonna have to go through and just start stripping parts to hand wash. This is not something I'm gonna put in the dishwasher this age, but I do want to lubricate the motor, because Hoover is famous for using these open bearings on everything. And I don't know what was up with Hoover. Yeah, you can see that the bearing's just open, sitting there looking at us. Hi, bearing. With a gross amount of debris. You can see the motor's also much smaller than maybe you would think it would have. So yeah, this shares, the Porta Power was the same motor. They use these same motors on everything. Just soak up a little bit of oil there. So yeah, when you would service these, they'd come in back in the day, this is what I would do. So you can see how easy that just is to open. And basically what will happen with this is we probably will not take this apart and wash it. What you see me doing, just wiping down the metal with Windex, is generally all it needs to be done to get the odors out of these. You can wash, whoops, not trying to be rough with it. You can wash some of this stuff, but it's like, yeah, it's not really worth it. All the dirt is fairly coarse in here, so it all just kind of comes loose. And now I'm gonna put the screws back. And that drop of lubrication you saw me put on, that's really all it needed. So not much to this machine. Very, very simple. This is really the way they all should be. I'm gonna try and put a Henry bag or something on here and find a substitute for that. I'll wash the attachments. We're gonna start a box of stuff I'm gonna wash. The attachments will be one of those things. There's a way of pulling this attachment carrier off. Let's see, it just unclips. Yeah, that's going to get washed. So yeah, that's I don't think anybody's ever pulled that thing off since it was made. Yeah, basically just kind of like you would see me do when I would be at the shops. You know, this is basically that sort of service. It was in really good condition, so there's not much to do. Notice these are not like the Electrolux wheels. These are riveted in. A lot of this stuff on this is like that. Just give it a little tri-flow there. That's, again, that's probably all that's gonna get right there. Now I've got all these original bags. I don't know why I've got the Kenmore bags. She gave them to me. So that's kind of cool to have. Now, somebody did do some sort of bow jack repair here. So let's see what we got in here. That is not plastic you're hearing. That's the dirt in between the plastic. There you go. And there's the motor. Get it. I don't think this has been opened in a minute. These are the type of machine you wanted to service probably yearly back in the day. That all seems wonderful. Let's grab my rag. No, I've been using the same rag for everything, but it's got a Japanese style cartridge bearing in it. See Japan. That motor actually might be kind of packed with stuff. But basically, I'm just gonna soak that Nichi bearing. Nichi used to make my bicycles too. Work some of that in. Yeah, there's a bunch of debris in that motor. I am gonna have to take this apart. Oh well. It's okay. Stuff like this I probably should have done. I mean, this is so mechanical and weird. That's the weird. That's too mechanical and cool. Man, that switch is complicated. Please, no. No. See how that's all in rubber? All right. So yeah, this is packed with stuff. That's why we're doing this. This guy is just packed with crap. We'll have to restore that. But you'll see when I do this, see all that crud in there? That's what I wanted to get out, is this fluffy stuff. All right, so let's get the hose again. Now we're gonna start putting this thing back together. And the first thing to notice is these are eccentric. So look at the little marks right there. They'll line up with each side of this brush roller. And then you can put the end caps back on. Now, I left these end caps off overnight. And the brush roller actually springs tension back and closes up. Very nice. Now this, if this is a little confusing to you, if you take a look at this and you want to put that on, that might help you out. Notice the melted edge right there. That's what we have to work with. Now once it's together like this, give it a rubber mallet. Tap it in place, make sure everything is in, lined up. Excellent. Next, you'll notice the edge, on this device. See where this is at? So you know these go in like that. If there was any confusion with that, these are gonna rattle and move like this. There's not much you can do about that, unfortunately. let's put this thing together. Now, wherever I put all the pieces. Now, when I took this thing apart, I believe there should be another pressure washer, and I could be completely wrong, but it was something that really concerned me. So, as we put this back together, we're going to find that out. I'm going to put the one pressure washer, I know where it came from, right here. Right there. And we're going to insert. Maybe there was just one. We'll see how this is. But like I said, because the end's melted on here, makes me think that maybe it was used without, which would kind of suck. All right. So, get that in there. And then what came out of it was, again, I believe there should be a pressure washer in here. That with this like that. That's how it came undone, and let's see how that is once we put it together. Honestly, that feels all right. Just one pressure washer. That seems to be holding the right amount of tension on there. Maybe it's just the uprights that have two, but it doesn't seem right to me. Now, there were some very old Hoover belts that were included. I don't think they're still good, but I'm going to try it just for kicks and giggles. So let's start putting the rest of this crud back together. All right. Now, when I was washing everything, I noticed there was a piece of broken sheet metal, which I believe was right here and interacted with something there. So I believe what would happen is this would lock and hit that. And I didn't wash this piece, so it's going to get scrubbed real quick for y'all. Where the hell's my screw pressure? And then this is going to get a little bit of grease on it like it would have come. One of the places I used to work actually had these necks in stock. Same color too. Wonder if they still have them. You can see where they've worn down on the middle. I guess I could flip them. That would tighten some things up, that's for sure. Yeah, let's do that. Gosh, everything else pretty much looks the same. And with these old resins, you're going to have to excuse me, but I'm going to do everything probably by hand. Everything else should be clean. Did I touch? Man, there's so much flex in this. I don't think that's supposed to be that flexible. All right. You can see the old felt gasket or foam gasket that was there is kind of rotted. But attention to detail on Hoover's part for putting the light on rubber mounts to absorb vibration. This was just all there was right there. The motor itself was in here, just like so. And that's what held that in. Yeah, it fits it like a glove. Nope, no vibration, that's good. All right. You can see all the electrical stuff right there, which makes me nervous as always. Old things. Let's put this on here. There's just a blank screw here that nothing was attached to, apparently. Yeah, okay. There's some mounts in here. They use the same bottom for some other vacuums. There's some mounts in here for the non-electronic models, which is why some of this is not being used. Okay, that makes more sense now. That's kind of cool. Next, just going to, with Windex real quick, wipe off the edges of this stuff, because I don't think anybody's given it a wipe down in a minute. That's as good as that's going to get. Now the switch was in here and was attached to this, like so. It just goes in here. Electrical tape, because what keeps it from shorting out is this plastic piece right here. Sorry, I got interrupted there. So you do that and you just want to stretch it on there. And the amount of tension that should be on here is, it always has felt ridiculous to me. But there you go. There's the genuine Hoover belt on there. We'll see if that snaps. I can use a filter queen belt in its place if necessary. And then all this just goes back together. So funny that goes through there like that. You know, customers would have to come in here and look at this stuff. All right, so that feels solid now. Oh, that looks good. Let's rotate it over. That certainly looks cleaner now. And then there's 2 screws left. Again, with anything this old, always do it by hand. Let's give those axles some love. And these guys would fall out in the front. I've replaced many of those. All right, and the mothership has landed here. So we're going to take that apart. We're going to flip her over. And here's what we wanted to look at. That's probably no good. See the motor right here. And you can see the motor moves the opposite way we think of a motor moving to clean it off. Yeah, I think that's been seeing better days. All right, I'm really glad I decided to open this up because this is just completely toast and it's just getting worse by the minute. All that is some sound deadening, so I'm going to replace that with this charcoal-infused filter stuff I have left. Like I said, it doesn't need to be perfect in there, but that will help sound deadening it. And that will add a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of filtration, I suppose. Not, you know, these never filtered particularly great, but we're going to make this one filter probably better than anyone has before, and I'll explain that in a minute. Now, I'm going to flip her over. Aha. So now I have this. You notice there's 4 screws here, and I'm going to put these on. I mean, this thing is really well made. So we're just going to do that. Now, I also, with that stuff, made a little bit of a pre-motor filter there. Again, helps with odor. And then I went all out. I said, you know what? Rather than using those old paper bags, felch dust everywhere, I had a brilliant idea. It's not quite the same size as a Henry bag. So what I did was I hot glued the old collar. And this is a plastic collar. The original ones for these were paper. So I hot glued this on so that the bag will now fit in there. Probably only a couple different ways. But now the bag fits on there. And hopefully that gives us a little bit better airflow and filtration. I don't plan on filling this up. This is probably more than enough for me in my intended use. But I just thought I'd show you what I decided to do there to try to improve filtration on the machine. Oh, we got to tuck her in. So I'll put that on there. Now it's time to just give it a wipe down. Probably some vacuum polish. I know this has been a long one, folks. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. We are going to run the machine here in just a second. But first, this is vac polish. I'll put a link below to this. But this helps preserve machines and give them that shine they deserve. With these vintage machines especially, I think it's really a nice thing to do. Now you can apply this stuff like as a wax and really work it in. But we shouldn't need to do that too much. Oops. With this one. Then this guy just kind of... I don't know why that comes off like that so easily. I guess they really were expecting customers to beat these up. I have washed everything the best of my ability. It's not going to be perfect, but heck, you know, considering the age of the machine, take what I can get. I guess that's how this one goes. I would have thought it to be, yeah, more like that. Then it says crevice tool right here. Matching tools. So let's take the cord, plug her in. And what good would it be if we didn't put the hose in? Now the hose is probably the thing in the canister. It's in the roughest shape and the thing you have to be really careful with because it is forming some splits, but they're not all the way through. And as of course, you know, they don't make anything like this anymore. So just real quick, we're going to use it on my bench. I'm not going to connect this piece so I don't want to hit my lamp above the bench, but we'll put it on high. And we'll see how she does. All right, let's see what she does. Oh, that's cool. The floor, carpet, deep clean. Man, it's like stuck to my carpet. Is it better when I put it on normal? Yeah, it's easier if I do that. That sounds all right for its age. In fact, it is all right for its age. Let's see how much sucky we got. Yeah, that's good. Well, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you really like what we do, join our Patreon. If you're watching this on Patreon, thank you for supporting us. Have yourself a wonderful day. Check out the links below.